holy brothers and sisters! On the 26th of ADAR in the Kitzur Likutei Moharan, today's lesson will be called Dipping Depression. Depression results from the excessive struggle for and the pursuit of wealth. This is the pollution of the snake, and through it all of a person's limbs grow heavy and his pulse, upon which his vitality depends, is weakened. The weaker the pulse gets, the heavier the limbs grow, which in turn weakens the pulse even more, until a person can literally lose his life through his preoccupation with making money, which is the primary source of worry and depression. Don't dominatingly depreciate daily living into depression. Through holy sighing, whereby a person sighs out of his longing to return to God, the pulse thereby regains its strength, vitality returns to him, and he is rescued from the depression caused by the struggle for and preoccupation with making a living. He also merits to attain high levels of knowledge and to receive words from heaven. The greater a person's knowledge, the easier his livelihood comes to him. Conversely, the more a person lacks understanding, the more he toils and struggles for his livelihood. The greater the prevailing level of understanding, the more peace is increased. This is because strife, anger, and cruelty all stem from a lack of knowledge. The more that knowledge increases, the more anger is nullified, and compassion, loving kindness, and peace are increased. Therefore, by engaging in Torah study, through which a person gains knowledge, anger is nullified, compassion and peace are evoked, and healing comes. Immersing in a mikvah, a ritual bath, saves a person from all troubles and purifies him from all pollution and sins, because the mikvah evokes extremely exalted levels of knowledge and loving kindness. Furthermore, by immersing in a mikvah, a person merits an easy livelihood, healing, life and longevity, and he merits to arouse other people toward God. Strife and anger are also nullified, and he merits peace, compassion, and great knowledge. Take a dip in a mik to rid of all sick, beat with a stick, and earn easy money, simple trick. Immersing in a mikvah on the festival of Shavuos involves exalted levels of loving kindness, great compassion, and wondrously sublime levels of knowledge. This is because Shavuos is identified with a highly refined, exalted, and sublime level of intellect, which is also associated with enormous loving kindness and compassion, since compassion is always directed proportionate to understanding, as we explained previously. Fortunate is he who merits to receive the holiness of Shavuos, and particularly the mikvah of Shavuos that emanates from the 50th gate. For it is from the mikvah of Shavuos that holiness and purity are then drawn upon the Jewish people and the world. Peace is a function of knowledge, while conflict is the opposite of knowledge. However, there exists such a thing as a conflict for the sake of heaven, which is actually very great knowledge, even greater than the knowledge that brings peace. For this kind of conflict is actually great love and peace. In Egypt, when knowledge was in exile, there certainly did not exist any conflict for the sake of heaven, since this is a function of knowledge. Subsequently, however, when the Jews were redeemed from Egypt through the agency of Moshe, who was the embodiment of knowledge, they then merited to attain the knowledge required for a conflict for the sake of heaven, which is actually the ultimate form of peace. Pure opposition for positivity performs peaceful products. As always, thank you so much for learning together. If you enjoyed this lesson, please remember to like, comment, share, and borrow. And please God, we'll learn again tomorrow.